And those are those priceless moments, enjoying your children's expressions when they have a surprise of life.
It's a real honor to be here today, and a special day for Central Wisconsin, Wood County, and especially Wisconsin Rapids. This is the 13th site that we're designating as a certified site, and I'll explain what that means and some of the dividends that flow from that. But the other communities that we've been in to make this announcement, Beaver Dam, Beloit, Chippewa Falls, DeForest, Fitchburg, Howard, Janesville, Menominee, Prescott, Stevens Point, Verona, West Bend, and now Wisconsin Rapids for the 13th certified site here in the state of Wisconsin. We hope to have 30 by 2015. It's basically a statement that this site is shovel ready for development. We list it on our website. We advertise it across the country. I think it's a great advantage to a community to have this site designation.
We're very excited to have Wisconsin Rapids approved in the Certified Sites program. Thank you, Adam. The leadership of Governor Walker and the creation of WDEC has brought about the ability for us to be here today. And I'd like to thank the governor for recognizing that a lack of shovel-ready sites, pre-certified sites, means an unnecessary risk to not only the state's competitiveness, but in communities across the state. The creation of the Certified Sites program closes this important gap and makes sites with certification competitive, as Reed mentioned, with those across the state and in other states. I'd like to further thank the Common Council, and I see I've got a few Common Council members here this morning, for their willingness to stand with me and to be aggressively focused on job creation here in Wisconsin Rapids. And I also want to extend a special thank you to Jamie Mansell, ECC Corrosion, for his help with the certification process. It was his entrepreneurial spirit and drive and passion and exploration of a large site in development in the early 2000s that enabled us to fast track much of the work of what would have been otherwise lengthy research and studies. So while his development didn't become a reality, his past efforts became instrumental to us at various points in this process.
It is a message of self-reliance rather than dependence. It signifies a city that encourages the growth of existing businesses and welcomes the arrival of new business. It indicates that our city officials are progressive and more than willing to go the extra mile to get the job done. And most of all, it is a sign to everyone, both within our community and outside our community, that the city has done its homework and is prepared. In addition, we think it speaks volumes that Wisconsin Rapids is one of only 13 municipalities throughout the entire state that has received this distinction.
Rebecca Kleefisch was elected Wisconsin's Lieutenant Governor on November 2nd, 2010, and she knows a bit about business as a small business owner and former news reporter. Rebecca serves as Wisconsin's Jobs Ambassador and spearheads the Governor's Small Business Summit. Rebecca serves as an economic development liaison and advocate for small business owners. So without further ado, Lieutenant Governor, the floor is yours.
I think it takes an entrepreneurial millennial mayor to understand the vision of a governor for economic development. Scott Walker has a heart for economic development because he understands that this is the way we reach out of a deep recession and fully recover as a state. And here in Wisconsin Rapids, you all have made a deep commitment to doing exactly that. And so on behalf of the state of Wisconsin and this administration, I have to offer my congratulations on changing those monitors and the side to show that you are fully certified. Lucky number 13. Way to go, Wisconsin Rapids.
Lieutenant Governor mentioned she'd like to come back to ribbon cutting. I was just kind of picking on her. She's here like almost every week, so that's a good sign. So we got some summer places available in Rome if you want to come up here. But it kind of leads to the point I wanted to make today. It's great to have sites like this certified for economic development to come to our area. But our job now is to make sure that beyond that site that we have other things to attract businesses to the area. And I think we've been doing that all along here the last couple of years, especially with the announcement just last week. We're getting a world-class golf resort in Rome. We have the world-class trap shooting resort area in Rome. We have other companies like Geitz coming to the Adams County area and bringing 200 jobs for some environmental cleanup stuff. We have with WDEC hopefully helping soon, we have the Idle Sites program with DMI in Port Edwards to repurpose the Domtar area. We worked on other things in Portage County like Skyward, keeping Skyward around. And the Highway 54 bypass is something we talk about with the governor's office and the state budget. The 30,000-foot view as state legislators to make sure that not just this one thing exists, but that we have other pieces that are going to keep drawing other interests to our area to make sure that we have these sites, but we also have the recreation available, that we also have the family quality of life available, that we have the school education quality available. All those things pull into the next step in finding the right tenants, and finding the right people to come develop in that area. And that's exactly what we're doing, I think, at the state level right now. And again, I can't congratulate Mayor Vruwink and Adam enough for all the work they've done up to this point. And Jamie Mansell, again, sorry that he wasn't here, but he's been very instrumental in keeping the Rapid East Commerce Center as a focus of where we want to get things started. That Highway 54 corridor between Plover and Rapids, you're going to see a lot of good things there.
Well, they worked hard on the application. They put all the things together. They have proven that this is a great site and it's shovel ready. There's no environmental concerns here. There's no archaeology concerns. There's good utilities. There's a good workforce in this area. Good transportation services around here. So those things are together, and now it's one of 13 sites in the state of Wisconsin that we designate as certified, ready, shovel ready. And we will advertise that nationwide to site selectors and other developers that want to look for a site that's ready for development.
Well, I think one of the things that benefits Wisconsin Rapids is the infrastructure that we have in place between not only the highways itself, but we also have Solaris and Charter that provide good high fiber networks that companies need nowadays for the high-speed internet. We have a great quality trained workforce. The location is central in the state of Wisconsin for anybody to get goods and services all across the state. There's so many benefits to why somebody would choose Wisconsin Rapids. It's just one of those up and growing areas in the state, and I think it's finally time for us to take the next step and grow. We've been talking to the governor for quite a long time about the Rapids East Commerce Center and the struggles that we've had with such a great area located on a major highway, looking to develop that after the infrastructure's been put in. So we've been working on this with the governor's office for a while.
We're basically saying to job creators, hey, we're not coming after your bottom line. We've looked out and made good decisions when it comes to government. On top of that, we have the site certification program that says, hey, we've done the jumping through the hoops for you. We don't want to make you jump through a ton of hoops. We have a very ethical and hardworking labor force in Wisconsin, and we're known as being a very educated labor force in the state. We have some of the lowest workers' comp costs in America in this state. And we're really proud of the advantages that Wisconsin can produce for these potential job creators. It's a big plus for our state.
I know in the past there's been some talk from folks about how the people down in Madison, Milwaukee, always get that attention, and it seems like recently there's been a lot more attention to being paid to Central Wisconsin.
Which is
how
important.
Is Central Wisconsin?
Oh, Central Wisconsin is so important to the state's economy. As I mentioned before, it's important that we get certified sites all across our state because we want to send a signal, and we also want to send the signal internally here within the state of Wisconsin that we're open for business. We want everyone to be an evangelist in this movement, telling the guy next to them on the airplane that Wisconsin is the best state in the nation in which to grow your company, because we firmly believe that. For all the reasons I just cited, Wisconsin is the best place in which to grow. We want everyone to be telling everyone. So it's Thanksgiving time. Get on that plane, get on that train, get in that automobile, and go tell all your relatives and tell them to tell someone else too.
Well, it's going through all sorts of things that a developer would be doing. So it's looking at environmental, are there any brownfield pollution issues? Are there any utilities that need to be extended to the site? All those type of things that business is going to look at and question. So just really trying to get that all together so that when they come, they have the answers already. They know they don't need to worry about that. They don't have to spend the money on studies. They don't have to figure out those questions. It's a completely clean site. It's been farmland forever, so there was no pollution on site. There are wetlands on the site, but they are off to the side so they don't impede development at the site. No endangered species, any of those type of things that could potentially slow up a project.
It's been a priority of mine to get ourselves on the map, so to speak, and this is one way for us to be able to accomplish that, is just get ourselves listed on the site selector site, site locator site, from not only site selectors from the United States, but internationally. And so we feel that this is great promise for us. The site is positioned very well for a large industrial user and or multiple industrial users as well if we can parcel it off. So from that standpoint, but what's next really for the city is we've got to secure a tenant. Economic development and economic growth is still a top priority, and it must remain a top priority. And this is one announcement for us to continue to prove that it is. Well, it's not just industrial parks. We know industrial parks are one piece of the puzzle that when we talk about economic growth and economic development. So we recognize that this is really one of the pieces of that puzzle. We also need to continue to step up our business retention and expansion efforts, making sure that businesses here are valued and that we appreciate their efforts, and then those that are looking to expand, paying attention to their needs, making the right infrastructure investments, whether it's wastewater investments, power investments, water investments, that we're continuously staying on top of those things as well.
Right, it does. Thank you again. Appreciate it. We are in negotiations with at least one person, one company for all or part of the site. That is correct. But nothing was prepared, and they're not prepared to make any announcements. Clearly, right?